With a vintage vehicle, it brings you all kinds of opportunity. That's a nice way of putting it. I'm refurbishing the dash pad on the 1984 Wolfsburg Edition Vanagon. This is going to be part one, and I went through a lot of detail here, so I'm not going to do one ginormous video. We'll break it into two parts. That's the before. You can see how beat up and weathered it was. And here's the after. I went with a kind of a black and tan effect. I'm very happy with it. Still looks weathered, but it's smoothed out, and definitely stay tuned and I'll walk you through it. First, you're going to want to remove the dash, and for that, go to the Go Westy YouTube channel, and they'll show you how to do that. It's actually very helpful, and I would not have attempted this on my own. They're not sponsoring me, but I do recommend not only their site, but their videos. All right, so on the video, they actually do a very thorough walkthrough, but as usual, they make everything look, and this is not just them, but a lot of videos, they make everything look so easy. It just kind of comes off, and you do this, and you might need to do this. It's actually a lot more difficult than that. There are two security bolts that actually need to be removed, which for me, I had to phone a friend, and Juan helped me out again, and he used a hydraulic sawzall or something, because I tried like on their video to remove the security bolt with you know, all various types of things, hammering something in. It just didn't work. So he was able to cut it off very gracefully, and but that was the biggest pain. I could not move for like a week or two until he freed up. And for those of you that work on Vanagons, get used to this. You just kind of have stuff everywhere inside. Looks like a bomb went off. But they're all kind of laid out purposefully. I tried to organize it within the car itself, partially, and then some of the pieces in the garage. And here's another close-up look of the sun damage and cracking and how dry the dash pad is right now. The dashboard itself is made of a metal material, so it's pretty solid. The main thing I'm trying to fix is that dash pad. Right leverage, so we're gonna set this right here. And let's see what we can do to yank on this thing without messing anything up, hopefully. This is the steering column that you loosen. And then there are these two brackets right here. I should show you this. These two brackets right here, which you remove the bolts. The security bolts, that is. They bolt in right here from the other side of the steering column. And then I think if I'm able to pull this up and out of the way, and by the way, that comes off. So now, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. I hope it goes back. One thing I forgot to disconnect was this light alarm. It tells you when your lights are left on, and I actually really like this thing, so I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can access that as well. But yeah, make sure you undo that. Now here, to make sure I have full clearance to remove the dashboard, I'm removing the there's a total of 4 bolts that hold that steering column in place, and I'm making sure that I kind of remove that last one so it can I can still support it, but also remove the dashboard. Now you'll see it is a heavy, it's almost 20 pounds, and I'm setting it here briefly just so I can grab something to see it falls, but yeah, nothing got damaged, it's all good. Alright, so this screw had a little cap on it. I'll remove that, but that's what is right there. That guy. I don't know what it is, but part of the electrical. It's the one thing stopping me from getting this thing removed, so let's do that next. Alright, and here's what it looked like. And this little piece fell onto the floor, so watch that when you do it. And then now, this electrical item is loose right there, so I should be able to remove the dash. Let's give it a shot. Kind of laying my parts out the way they were installed. As long as I don't bump into it, everything should be fine. Voila, here we go. Shoot, there we go. That's how you do the dash. Wow, that is so easy. Not. Oh my God. Yeah, it weighs about 20 pounds. And then we're gonna repair that cracked dash. So the next thing is to remove this dash pad. I have some filler from this metal. This is a metal dashboard. So at least in some ways, I don't have to worry too much about this guy. Just gotta worry about this guy, and I have some stuff to get that cleaned up. So actually, I thought I would show the inside of the dash, which is actually really interesting. You see all the dirt and dust, and there's spider webs. Interesting. I think that's the heater blower thing. There, I don't know what's up with that. Some loose tape. This is for the stereo connections. I don't want to mess with that too much. It's not as complicated as you think. It looks a little scary, but oh yeah, real quick. Another pain in the ass, which in the video they say, oh, just use a screwdriver, kind of pry it up, blah blah blah. Right here, the vent knobs that control the different directions that the vent go, mine were like infused in there over the years. You could just tell the heat and the dryness. There was no way they were coming off, so I just had to snap them off. And thank goodness on Go Westy you can buy new ones. So I highly recommend, if you're going to do this, go ahead and buy 4 new ones. Rip those stupid knobs off, and it'll be so much easier. So there you have it. This is the brake reservoir. I think that's the brake master cylinder there, and pump. I don't know, guys. I'm just not that great at this. And here are the vents for the hose. Looks like I've got some holes here, so I'm gonna maybe duct tape that up. And then, oh, this is the, oh, I was wondering about that. For the windshield wiper. That stuff's a pain in the ass to get to. So that's what you have to do. By the way, like what I did is I had to replace the windshield wiper reservoir stuff. And it's, if you'll see when you replace those nozzles on the outside, you replace those and you screw up, it's a total pain. But like here, I have access to them right here. It's still not easy, but it's easier. That's the speedometer. That's the speedo cable, which I've swapped out already. I did a video on that, I think. Show that, but yeah, here you can see where this thing ripped. It's so brittle. I wonder if I can find something at Lowe's or Home Depot that's kind of a newer version of that. Same on that other side. Really interesting. So I'm going to clean all this up. And I have no idea what this guy is, but that is what was screwed in on the side of the dash. I think it's related to the air conditioner because those yellow wires I had to tape off the AC when it was
Anybody knows what that is, let me know.
Cool. That's like all the electrical stuff right there. Okay, so I think I should probably put one of the screws back here just so it's not totally hanging constantly. And then putting it back, you have to watch out because these brackets, which help hold the dash, and they screw in here. These you leave there, but when you're putting the dash back, you want to be careful not to like pound down on those. Yeah, this will be fun putting it back together. Interestingly, I believe the car still would start, believe it or not, even with all that thing removed. And I'm gonna clean all this stuff up. What the hell? Yeah, who knows? All right, see you, bye. Well, stay tuned for part 2. It actually ends up quite well. It's a lot easier. Once you get through this is the hardest part, and the easier part is still the hard part, but it's well, what the hell. Oh, trust me, it's worth it. Hang in there.